Hello everybody. So today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about find the domain of the functions. So now I will show you how to answer. About the first one, we know that inside the square root, this one that should be greater than or equal to number 0. So domain of this one, that's about 4x minus 2 is greater than or equal to number 0. So we put number 2 go to the right, and later that we divide both sides by number 4, and we will go about x is greater than or equals to 1 over 2. And this is the answer for the question. Similar for this one. So number 15 we put on the right, and you go about negative 15. Next, we divide both sides by negative number 5, because we divide by negative number in here, so we need to change the sign, and this one s is smaller than or equal to negative 15 divided by negative number 5. You go about number 3 in here, and this is the answer for the question. Next one, we know that this is about the fraction, and we also know that the denominator cannot divide by number 0, and the square root should be in the positive, so that means we have 1 minus s greater than number 0. So we put s go to the right, and number 1 is greater than s, and this is the answer for the question. Similar for next one, 3s minus 1 is greater than number 0. So we put number 1 go to the right, and we divide both sides by number 3. And we got the answer in here. Next, for this one, we know that this is about the fraction, and we cannot divide by number 0, so that means s cannot equal to number 0, and s minus 3 cannot equal to number 0. So we will got about s cannot equal to number 0, and s cannot equal to number 3, and this is the answer. Similar for this one, we know that s squared minus 1, that is about s minus 1 multiplied by s plus 1. So we have the domain in here. The answer for the question. The next one similar, so that means s squared minus 10s plus 25 cannot equal to number 0. So we can calculate about the solution of this equation in here, and we can put like this: s cannot equals to sorry, we just have only one solution, so this one we say s cannot equals to number 5, because we cannot divide this one by number 0. Similar for the second one. So s cannot equals to negative number 2, and s cannot equals to number 6. The next one, similar. But in this situation, we see that when we calculate delta in here, that is smaller than number 0. This is about the technique to find the solution of this equation in here. Because delta is smaller than number 0, so we have no solution. That means about domain of this one equal to real number. Because we don't have the value of s to make this denominator equal to number 0. Now similar for the next one. So s cannot equals to 1 plus the square root of number 2. And the second one, that's about 1 minus the square root of number 2. This one, number 21, we need to put this one is greater than or equal to number 0. So we put s square go to the right. And in this situation, you will go about from negative number 5 to positive number 5. Because we put the square root for the both sides, and we can see that we have negative number 5 and positive number 5. Because they between two numbers in here, so that you can get about 25 is greater than or equal to s square. Now similar for this one. So if we calculate about this one, you got about 4 minus s equal to number 0 and s equal to number 0. But coefficient in here is about negative, so that we can have from 0 to number 4. Now let's do to the next one. So if we calculate about this one, we draw the line. We draw the table in here from negative infinity to positive infinity. We have number 0 and number 5. Coefficient is about number 1, that's about positive. So the sign in on the right, you got about positive, negative, positive. So we want to find the positive in here. So that means s is smaller than or equal to number 0 and s is greater than or equals to number 5. Now we do the same. We calculate about two solutions. You got about negative number 2 and positive number 5. So we put number 0 in here, number 0 in here. So you got about positive, negative, positive, because coefficient of s where you got about 1. So this is about s is smaller than or equals to negative number 5 and s is greater than or equals to number 5. The next one, we have two things in here. That's about s plus 2 cannot equal to number 0 and 3 minus s over s plus 2 should be greater than or equal to number 0. Similar for the second one. So this one you got about s cannot equal to negative number 2. So we need to draw the table just like this on the first one. So about the table, it should be like this. So we have s 3 minus s plus 2, and we have the function f of s. We have negative infinity to positive infinity. 3 minus s equals to number 0, so we got about number 3 in here. S plus 2 equals to number 0, so s equal to negative number 2 we put in here. So this one is about 0. This one you got about 0 in here. We got the straight line in here because this is not the solution of this one and this one. Now 3 minus s, negative, you got about negative number 1. Negative number 1 is about smaller than number 0. The side on the right in here, you got about negative. So if they go through number 3, you got about positive. This is about number 1, so this is about positive. This is about negative. Now we combine two equations together. Positive divided by negative, you got about negative. This one we got about 2 lines in here because we cannot allow s equal to negative number 2 in here. This one you got about positive. This one you got about 0. This one you got about negative. Now they want to find this one is greater than or equal to number 0. So we combine the answer in here, and you got about from negative number 2 is greater than negative number 2 is smaller than s, and s is smaller than or equals to number 3. Now we do the same for the second one. From negative infinity to positive infinity. About 5 minus s, 5 minus s equals to number 0. So that means s equals to number 5. This one you got about 0. Coefficient of s is about negative number 1. So the sign in here, you got about negative. This one you got about positive. This one is about s, so the sign here you got about positive, and negative. Positive divided by negative, you got about negative. This one is no solution in here. Positive with positive, you got about positive. This one you got about 0. This one you got about negative. We want to find this one is greater than or equal to number 0. So we combine everything in here, and you will got about from 0 smaller than s, and s is smaller than or equals to number 5. And this is the answer. 27, 28, we don't have any restriction in here, so we can write both this one. That's it, like this. This is the end. Thank you for watching.